Alright, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is officially happening, and it's not just some vague in-development rumor anymore. The film is set to release on March 19th, 2027. Production is already underway, and we've even got a teaser out. So, in today's video, we're breaking down everything we know so far about the upcoming live-action Sonic movie. Hi, I'm Jimmy, and let's get into it. Why Sonic CD seems written all over this movie. With Paramount Pictures already announcing the movie's release date, it is believed that the fourth installment from the franchise of Sonic the Hedgehog is drawing elements from the 1993 video game published under Sega, Sonic CD, where the player roleplays Sonic the Hedgehog and serves as the protector of an extraterrestrial body named Little Planet, by shielding it from the evil intentions of Dr. Robotnik. Besides, the video game also features time travel themes, which makes the anticipation for the series even more compelling. What's more fascinating is that Sonic CD features the debut of Metal Sonic, the same character who appeared at the end of the third installment of the franchise. Besides, the character Amy Rose shall finally arrive, and both the character trace back to the said video game, and Jeff Fowler, the director of this franchise, has himself claimed that their paired introduction was meant to honor the chronology. However, despite drawing inspiration from the video game, Sonic 4 is not necessarily locked to it beat for beat. The new cast could be hiding major character reveals. Now let's move on to discuss the cast and crew for the movie. As usual, the original producers are returning, and the cast has also been officially confirmed in March 2026. Alongside returning names like Ben Schwartz, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Idris Elba as the four Hedgehogs, and James Marsden and Tika Sumpter as the Wachowski couple. Recent reports claim the movie will star Ben Kingsley, Nick Offerman, Matt Berry, and Richard Ayoade. However, several roles remain undisclosed. For instance, it's still unclear who will voice Metal Sonic in this installment. Fans have been speculating that Ben Schwartz will adopt a robotic voice filter for Metal Sonic. But if it's more about Neo Metal Sonic, they should go the Bumblebee route. Anyways, Amy Rose has finally arrived, and she's clearly a big deal. Yes, you heard it right, she won't just make a tiny cameo, of course, because Sonic 3 used her as a major future setup. In fact, Josh Miller has also claimed that Amy Rose will be a bigger female character in the franchise, since she's nearly involved in whatever happens in the third month, rather than just making a brief tease in the post-credit scene. If I'm asked to give a recapitulation, Sonic 3 ended with the team surviving and Dr. Robotnik dying in the Eclipse cannon explosion. In the mid-credits of Sonic 3, during a race with Tails and Knuckles, Sonic meets an army of Metal Sonic robots, who have arrived to ambush him. Fortunately, Sonic is saved by Amy Rose, who is newly introduced and promises a major role in the next installment. And as we all know, any character who pops up in the post-credit scene of a Sonic the Hedgehog movie comes in the next installment, not just as another addition, but as one of the movie's main pillars. In the brief clip provided in the new teaser for Sonic 4, we see that Amy's hammer is thrown up in the sky and it shatters, thus releasing several gems that unleash various Sonic characters' faces on them. But here's the thing. Metal Sonic might be the real game changer. How? In the post-credit scene of Sonic 3, as we all know, Sonic is not attacked by just one Metal Sonic, but by a swarm of them. So yes, Sonic 4 may not have a single rival villain, because the protagonist will face an entire manufactured army of threats. And this is how the inclusion of Metal Sonic will shift the movie's scale from personal rivalry to a mass-produced nightmare. And honestly, this is why the upcoming installment looks super interesting. Shadow survived, which means Sonic 4 just got even wilder? A big yikes! What's more fascinating for the fans of this franchise is that Shadow is coming back. As teased in Sonic 3's post-credit scene, elsewhere, Shadow has survived the explosion. And that heavily matters, because as per the predictions, Shadow may present himself as an uneasy ally, a parallel anti-hero or a wildcard who brings complications in every fight between the trio of Hedgehogs and their rivals. And since Shadow's arc involves deep trauma and a vengeful quest, which is instrumental in his transformation into Super Shadow, his presence in the next installment may make the flick feel bigger, darker, and more unpredictable because his traits highly contrast Sonic's optimistic nature. Keanu Reeves will again be delivering the voice for Shadow in the film. However, this is not the end of the discussion. Jim Carrey's Robotnik is back somehow. In the new teaser, when Amy's hammer shatters into coins, one of the faces teased is that of Dr. Ivo Robotnik, aka Eggman. And honestly, that brings up so many questions in one's mind. The ending of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 made Dr. Robotnik seem finished. We saw that he had sacrificed himself to save the planet from the cannon, but the new teaser brings him back into the picture, raising the biggest question: is he alive or has he been rebuilt and cloned? Which may tie him to the Metal Sonic threat. The return of Dr. Robotnik is of course confirmed. However, we are still unclear about the method of his arrival. Besides, we all know the leaked Sonic 3 concept art, where Robotnik, now transformed into Emperor Eggman, would use time travel, which ties into the themes of Sonic CD and even shows Metal Sonic standing next to him. So, might this serve as a major part of the storyline of Sonic the Hedgehog 4? It indeed seems that Eggman will be joining hands with more formidable villains who will serve as his allies. In the lore of the video games, Metal Sonic serves as his second villain and was deemed by Eggman as a creation designed to exceed Sonic's powers, speed, and abilities, and is more powerful than Sonic's other foes. Of course, because Metal Sonic is obsessed with proving himself superior to Sonic in terms of abilities. So, yes, Team Sonic may be bigger than ever this time. Following whatever happened in Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Eggman, Metal Sonic, and even the human cast, all of them potentially matter now. This will be the movie where the franchise stops feeling like Sonic plus one newcomer and starts feeling like a real expanding cinematic universe. Interestingly enough, we saw major Easter eggs in Sonic 3 related to the actual video game, which already proved that the franchise will be taking the Sonic the Hedgehog video game super seriously. Additionally, there has been no confirmation on whether Sonic 4 will serve as a last movie in the franchise, which suggests that maybe more Sonic movies are on the horizon. Aside from all that we've discussed, the teaser explicitly hints at the arrival of the third big bad villain, Chaos, a water-based immortal deity from the lore who is consumed by a thirst for vengeance and nearly destroys the world. All of this hints at Sonic 4 serving as the foundational setup for the franchise to take a more earnest direction, since this installment can be used to emphasize Chaos's tragic backstory before shifting him into a larger threat as the franchise eventually progresses. So, all of this clarifies why Paramount Pictures is pushing Sonic harder than ever. The franchise has already been raising the stakes. Fans are excited for the upcoming movie and have been anticipating what is to come. Plus, the franchise has already grossed $1 billion worldwide, and is one of the most commercially successful video games adaptations of all times, with Sonic 3 topping the earlier installments. That itself answers why the studio clearly sees Sonic as one of the safest franchise bets. As we wrap up our discussion, let's clean up the board. The release of the movie has been confirmed. March 19th, 2027. Filming has started. The teaser's out, and of course, Dr. Robotnik is coming back. Besides, many parts of the movie are still unconfirmed. For example, the new roles are still undisclosed, and we still don't know exactly how much of Sonic CD is being adapted. But what's interesting is that this kind of information is why we are all caught up and really excited about this franchise, rather than feeling overloaded. So that's it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any updates. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.